Is that gonna work? Test, test. Wait, is this finally working? Wait, is this finally working? Okay, well, apparently it's finally fucking working this whole time. Alright. So, hey guys. Um, I finally got myself a new mic. Finally, after 5 months later, I would say. Alright, so let me show you guys around the realm. This is my own realm. I have created it around. I'm trying to forget when I did this. Um, I would say, what the hell? Oh, skunk. Okay. I would assume maybe around. God, I'm trying to remember this. I'm trying to really remember this entirely when I did this from. I would say probably like maybe 3, 4 months ago. So I really, really, really missed the realm. I really miss playing with my friends. So I ended up paying my own entire realm. There's a lot of stuff that we did and didn't do this in realm, but it's it's been good. It's been good. Um, let me just say the oh God. Um, yeah, I think it's the time, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's do that for now. Haha. Okay, so, let me guys show you around what we have done so far. So I magically did this stair. Well, my friend Wolf King did the staircase. Um, he's one of the members in my own server, so he did the staircase. I just kind of designed all that out to make it look nice. Um, well, okay, this house was not looking like this before, but like if you guys can see where the wood would start, like the dark wood, that's where the house was actually like that. But somebody was trying to help me out, and yeah, kind of did all this. So, um, that kind of happened. Um, oh god, oh god, oh my god. So, yeah, I have most of these owls are mine. I named them Max, Rachel, Kate, and Chloe. They're one of my favorite games that I play. So I kind of, you know. And, so, funny story. Well, apparently gotta eat. Okay, that's better. Okay, so, yeah, this is our home that me and Wolfgang are living in. There's two other members that was living down there, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but there was two people living down there. One of my closest friends, Ray, she lives in that house that I built up for her, so she's happy in there. And there's another member named Fluff. He lives in this house that I purposely built for him, ish. So, yeah, there was another member that was in the realm, but unfortunately, you know, people kind of fall apart, so that's really, really sad a little bit, but, you know, it's for the best, and to be honest, at the end of the Fallout, there was, like, this whole misunderstanding, and it was a big blowout, and I was just like, oh my god, that's not what I was talking about, but, you know, that person made their choice. I did the barn for them, but I think now it's been given to Ray, which she lives right there. So the house is entirely gone. We end up trying to kill this owl guide thing, and it just killed all the animals in the world, so I was just so upset. But yeah, if you know how to kill a specific thing in the realm, and not just kill, like, every freaking animals, that would be great to know. Alright, so up here, my friend Wolfgang, I think he was, like, in the middle building, like, an XP thing, and it just, yeah. There was this whole thing he wanted to do. Over here, he's in the middle of building an animal farm, because I have ended up adding a lot of animals into the realm, and I was just really big on animals and specific animals I wanted, but it worked out perfectly. It freaking worked out perfectly. Um, so yeah, we have some add-ons into the realm, but I genuinely have the animals I was looking for. There is butterflies. That was one of them. I really, really wanted butterflies, so that kind of worked out great. It worked out really, really great. There was another one I wanted was penguins, but that would be a little field trip. Um, over there, hold on. What the heck? There's an animal. Oh, never mind, never mind. I was gonna say it's on the roof. Oh my god, never mind. Okay, so over here, this is me and Wolfgang's barn. My horse, Rachel, ended up being dead because of the whole owl geld killed that kind of happened. And I also built a animal farm for Fluff. So it's a big animal barn that I built up for him. What else there is in this realm? But oh, right, right. Completely forgot about this. Ah, no. Okay, so down there's like axolotls and turtles. Um, Wolfgang really wanted the axolotls and stuff, and I don't mind. Oh, right. Weird. The cats decided to be a little Spider-Man over there, so I had to check that out. All right, back to what I was doing. I also built this garden over here. That's been going on for quite some time now, and I truly do not understand why that it's been doing that. But yeah, I think it's probably part of the add-on or something like that, where everything kind of like breaks apart. Um, Originally, I think it still is. I'm pretty sure Wolfgang's still working on it. I'm not entirely 100%, but oh, I think he still is. Okay. Um, he's making a tree garden, as you call it, because he's kind of like collecting all of the trees that I end up putting into the realm. So he's kind of like delivering putting trees here, which is fine. Um, all right. So I don't think I could. Okay, I've got to eat here. Um, so let me just go down for a second. Well, that works, right? I don't know how to put the message up in the screen like before, like the PS4 would do. So that is kind of something that I'm currently working on to kind of have it like that, but yeah, I will definitely figure that out eventually. Let me just turn this into day. That'd be great. There we go. All right. So, just so everyone can I don't really like visiting the past, really. Not my tea, but um, I think I've made a lot of videos about it, pretty much, and I think throughout my streams, I think I've generally have tried to kind of say it, but I think it's more like you kind of have to say it, kind of like let it out, let things out, and let. Fly away. Um, so I have a new memo. I have this new little thing on my YouTube channel, and a lot of people do not understand what that means, or maybe people might. So it says, if you can't meet me at my level, then walk away. And I think most people might not get it, might look at it as, oh, that's really rude, or that's a little eh. But to be fairly honest, I've actually learned that quote, and I actually made that quote myself. I actually made it the quote because I've actually learned something pretty valuable about someone. and think that's the kind of trigger for me to actually start saying it and just to never really be that person again, if that makes any sense. But um I have genuinely learned to never be that person again and to not go down that road again and to be a lot more better and not allow myself to seek, not really seek, but more likely, I'm not allowing people that have potential that's just not going to go anywhere, if that makes any sense. But, um, like, I do not mind deep diving the past. I do not mind because now the way that I think and my mindset is completely different from when I used to think. If it's nuts. It's really nuts because you know, I've always been the type of person that goes, "Oh, don't change for anyone." But now it's like it was almost like I was forcing myself to actually change and to not be that person again. It's it's like it's shocking. It's genuinely shocking. It's not something you just wake up and be like, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna be the her anymore." But so I actually made the video about closing that door about 5 months ago. Yeah. And it's really interesting how I keep learning about it. Like, I keep learning. And I keep seeing things that I do not allow myself to go through it again. It's, I would say it's incredible. And that's the way I would word it. It is indeed incredible how I would catch things like that very quickly, and I'd be like, "Nope, sorry, I don't do this fucking shit anymore. Sorry, go away now." It's just so mean, but like for real. And I have just it's not it's really interesting. It's really interesting to look back at yourself a year ago and then you look at yourself a year later and you're like, wow, you you are not the same girl. It like it it's just like you're not the same fucking girl. And I think that's what people just I think guys just be fucking scared of that. And you know what? If they are genuinely scared of me, there's the fucking door. Alright. Alright. So I am so yeah. I do not think they would be watching this. I don't think so. I don't believe it. If they do, that is fine. Like, I'm not gonna stop them from watching my streams or God knows what. But I will make. I'm going to. Mm, how can I say this? It's nothing. Something is just generally hitting me over here. Oh, you are. Haha. Okay, let's put myself into creative mode for a second because I can't have a train of thoughts. Um, okay, so I'm gonna put my stuff over here. That way I can have my own train of thoughts and these animals can, stop killing me. Alright. Oh, this is a witch? Oh, right. Can I put this in here? Yeah, okay. There we go. Alright, so let's just fly around and just kind of look at the realm. And I'm gonna like say what I have to say and just kind of leave it at that. Because now you guys can hear me a lot more clear and I have more thoughts now. More thoughts. And I don't know. It's kind of interesting how the more you it's like a closure for myself. If that makes any sense, because I never genuinely have the closure that I truly deserved, and I think I just made myself a closure for that. And that's fucking awesome. All right. So this right here, it is one of the places of the ancient city. Let's see if you can still hear me over there. Places of the ancient. Yeah, so this is a place of the ancient city. I kind of started digging all the way down there, but you know. All right. So there's another spot of the ancient city that's way over there. And there's another spot of the ancient city. So there's two of them. Um, we do have a third, which is all the way to the wrong. Wait. Do you guys know that I do map out all the ancient cities? Yeah, and there's one down here. In this big giant hole the Wolf King did. Yep. Yep. Wolf King likes he likes his holes. Trying to remember where exactly there. Ah, right here. And I believe you go this way. And boom. There's the ancient city. I believe that's his marking. I'm probably gonna end up telling him like, yo, you need to do your stairs there, Wolfie. Oh, so I know you probably not I'm probably sure you're probably wondering who the hell's Wolfie. Um Wolfie is somebody that kinda was around when this whole thing kinda happened, like over a year ago. Me and him, we were close last year. We weren't at all. Like, we were friends, obviously, but we weren't as close as we are now. So, me and Wolfie, we are extremely close since last year. So, it kind of brought us together since the whole incident, if that makes any clear more sense, but yeah. Alright. Alright, so deep dive into what I was originally wanna talk about, but I am not going to say their names in this stream because there's really absolutely no fucking point, and they don't deserve to be mentioned, but how can people kind of hear me clearly from all of the other streams that I was talking about, or what I was saying, and my mic was just shit. So, I feel like I have to kind of revisit that and be like, have a much of a clearer voice that back then when I was actually talking. And then it's like I felt like nobody was hearing me, so I was like, eventually one day I will re-update everything and then kind of, if I do have a change of mind or change of thoughts or change of whatever, it'll be much more clear. And I know that some of you are like, okay, where all is this shit coming from? Okay, so I'm going to start with a friend because that's just kind of how it started. Okay? So, back in 2020, I was just a, I don't know, I was just a very different person back then. And I was just having fun with my friend at the time. Now, me and this person were no longer friends at that point. I think after a year later, um, for me, they became very toxic towards me. So I kind of decided not to be around them anymore. And I was just like, no, this isn't good for me. But, so that's how me and this person met because I think she kind of introduced me to that place, and she was like, "Oh, join this," and da 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 da, and that's how I kind of went on that platform and just to hang out with her and watch her and stuff. And then I decided to have fun, and then that's where this person kind of came in. That's what they came in from. And there was like a few people that wanted me to join their thing, their little group or something, or their group community or whatever you hell the fucking call it. And I was just really picky at the time. So there was this girl, I forgot her freaking name, but something about her was just so I didn't really go with her. And then that's where this person showed up and started giving me information and da da da, and it was being really nice, and they were, you know, informative, and everything was cool. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this person, you know. And I was with them for like 2 years. I would say 2 years because it wasn't exactly 2 years. It was like half a year before I started jumping into a different platform because I was recruited to a different platform, and then they refer me to there, so I was, joining into that group that they wanted me to go on. So I was like basically like I left that platform where I met the person, and then I went to a different platform, and then that person was like, "Well, where the hell did you go?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I went on this platform now." So they followed me there. But here's the thing. I look back now, and everything was very obvious now that I think about it. Now that I look back, and it was obvious. But back then, I was completely oblivious back then. I was clueless. I was not paying attention. I didn't I wasn't analyzing everything. I wasn't overthinking everything. I wasn't looking at that, oh, this person might like me. No, I just look at that. I'm like, oh, you're just a friend supporting me. That's it. Like, my mind never crossed any of those thoughts. None. It was just like, okay, whatever, It's like, what am I gonna do? Stop you? Like, what? So, I was on there for a very long time. And I think by like 2023, that's when I left that platform because of like this whole fucking incident that kind of went on. No, it wasn't anybody that I was it was not about that person that I had met. It was not about the other person I had met. There was just a really bad person on that platform. And for my own safety and mental health, I decided to fucking leave. And it was really hard leaving because it's like you built so much on there. I was building like across the country like communities, and I had to fucking leave it. And it was just like I had no choice. I was not myself anymore, and that's not okay. So then, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna watch this, and I'm sure they're not gonna, you know, I'm sure one day they might will, and they might sneak in and watch this, and then kind of understand what kind of really went on. But maybe they won't, and that's fine, but this is just my own closure. This is just my own personal closure, and I'm leaving at this. I'm not gonna be making like a whole bunch of live streams about it because it's like, what is I gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. But I wanted to remake this, like re talk about it, just because all the other streams my voice was not as clear, and I had a really shitty mic, so yeah. I wanted something that's more clear and just the kind of like the finale, kind of the series of finale. Okay, so I'm gonna skip over to 2023 because that's where shit really hit the fan for me. And again, he might watch this and he might look back and be like, oh, that's all the shit that was really going on, and I never knew about it. But how is that going to change? It's not going to change anything, and what is done is done. The damage is done. Everything that went on is completely valid, and it's just that's just it. So back in 23, I that's when I went into a different platform, and I stood there, and I absolutely fucking love it. And this is where the problem showed up. This is generally a community of people that I know. They're all together in one singular world, which is incredible. So, let me just change the daytime. Another clear. Da da da. Okay. So, so back in 2023, I remembered that we were talking on on a call or something, and I don't know what the heck we were talking, but I remember very specifically that they were on a chair and they were like watching something, and it was just I remember like little bits and pieces, but it was like a whole different version of them that I'd never seen before, because every single time I've seen them, they were always like a professional look, and now all of a sudden they were just like in a robe and sitting on a chair, and it was just like I've never seen them this way. How? Okay. It was not something I normally see, but I would always be grateful for that moment because it's just, why not? Why not? Why not? And so why not? So fast forward, I did find out that this person and this other person were in a relationship for like, I'm gonna assume 5 years. I'm gonna put it at that because I genuinely don't know. So I can't just put it as a verdict. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just assuming about 5 years because I mean that's probably how long I think that's how they've known each other for. So they've known each other. I'm gonna say 5 years on the dot. That's all I can say. And in that single year, I was just, you know, having fun, being with my family, and oh, daytime, haha. And basically, what ended up happening was they told me something, and I did not click in because like it was an actual video of like a sharp object, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, okay, you're making a joke out of this object, right? And when they had told me that there was this entrance, they had an entrance of me, okay, and to be fairly honest, like I'm sure they're gonna look back on this and be like, what? I genuinely thought it was bullshit. Like, I'm sorry for my insult, like I'm sorry for my thoughts, but when they had told me they had liked me, I thought it was fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. But it's like it was just bullshit to me. Because let me be truly honest. You can't say you like someone right after you had broken off with a person that you've been with for like years. And on top of that, they were a fiance. So for me, my instinct was fucking bullshit. I know, it's kind of funny. It's like, your mind was like, this person is not being honest with you. He's just bullshitting you, and he's not being honest with you. Like it's bullshit. So I went out with my day, and I was with my sister and my mom having fun, And then I come home and I saw something. And then that right there, from that moment on, my instinct was darn right. It was bullshit. It was bullshit. Um, they had sent a picture of themselves in, or I remember it was a video though. I remember it was like a shower video, as you call it. And they were being buddy buddy with one of my other friends that I knew for a few years. And I lost my fucking shit that day. I did not speak to them ever again. My mind was telling me, stay away from this person. So my instinct was right. I completely walked away from them in 2023. So rewind, um, again, it's like, you know. Anyways, so fast forward, back in 2024, around Christmas Day. Okay, I know they're probably, I don't think they're gonna be watching this because I highly doubt it. But if they ever do, I hope they understand like how it truly looked like. Because everyone has different sides of the story. But so back in 2024, they contacted me on Christmas Day, and I was in a VC with somebody. I forget who it was, but I was like, what? I was so fucking confused. I was confused. The first thought that ever crossed my mind, let's be honest. The first thought that came through my mind was, oh, he wants me back on that platform. He's seeking out all these old people that used to be with them. So now he's just seeking out old people. When I mean like old people, I'm talking about like all the people that used to be on his platform back in like 2020. And I felt like, oh, he's seeking out back all those people again. So that's why he's contacting me for. Again, that was my first instinct. And then I saw the whole Merry Christmas shit. And then I just kind of unfriended them at that point. I unfriended them because I was like, well, I'm sorry, you're just gonna message me for this. Okay, bye. And then they re-added me again. And then they were like, oh, I want to reconcile from what happened, blah, 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 in 2023. I was like, I mean, to be fairly honest, I had completely forgot about that time. So it was just like, why are you apologizing? Why reconciling like a year later? And I was like, why are you talking to me now? Like, you obviously, my mind did not think that there was like a friendship. My mind was like, oh, straight up, you're just looking for those old people again. Like, I mean, to be fair, like when you're with a person for that many years on a platform, you don't think like there's anything beyond past friendship. Like, you don't think like that, you know? Because that's all you've known them for, is a person you're on that platform with. So friendship and anything behind all that shit, your mind just like, okay, you want something. And that's what I thought. And honestly, my intuition was definitely correct. So he pretty much used me to add up his number on his platform. So I knew that he was just using me, and that's the thing that I caught myself in. And I knew. My mind was instantly correct. He was just using me to add his number. And honestly, that's when I decided to delete the platform, because I was like, how in the world that you tell somebody you want nothing to do with that platform and they suck you in anyway? It's like that's a fucking toxic red flag. Like that's just purely toxic. And for the fact that myself was caught on to that after I had told them that I don't want nothing to do with this platform, and they still want you to like, you know, just do all of this and be a fake about it, I looked at it, I look at them and I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are anymore. Like, I genuinely thought they were genuine, like real and everything. And all I look at them as is they're just a bag of fakes. And I was just, yeah. So that's how feelings kind of went down. So this all happened in, I would say maybe between December and February, around those times. So back in January, that's when I had realized there was something going on. Oops, my bad. I accidentally put thunder there. Back in January is when I had realized something was going on because, I mean, that's when I started analyzing a little bit of Minecraft. But their house, like, I don't know how to fully explain, but like my house would be like right here in this sort of little tiny building, and their house would be like that big barn over there. And they would sleep in my bed all the time. And I noticed it, and I was like, why are they sleeping in my fucking bed? And I remember me and my friend at the time we were just back and forth, we're like, something's up. Like something is just odd. So that's when I brought it up to them. I'm like, do you like me or something? And they're like, yeah, da da. That's when they pull up this whole, let's see where things go. And I was like, I normally run away when people do say similar quotes like that because I know my time is gonna be wasted. So it's like, I have no time. I want someone who is, they know who they want. They know what they want. They know who they want. They know, like, they're certain about everything and they're setting on the things they do want. But they were like, oh, I'm not like other those guys and blah, 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 blah. And, your mind actually fucking believes it. So I took that person a chance. And let me be very honest here. And I was confused for like maybe a month or so. Maybe a month. I would say a month. I was confused for a month. And I was very certain about this person. I think maybe a month and a half. I would say I was very certain about a month and a half. And I was confused on their end because you don't you don't allow a girl to be, you know, like doubting and just making that girl cry and making her feel entirely miserable for 3 months straight. I'm sorry, but if they ever found out I was miserable for 3 months straight, and I'm sure they must know about it by now, but being miserable for 3 months straight, that right there, I should have fucking left. I should have left like the first month or so. But again, it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned, right? So yes, I was indeed miserable for about 3 months straight. I was miserable with them. And how I was miserable? Because they never complimented me. They never told me the things that they like about me. I was wondering where the hell did I sit in their life? And it was just like, you know, how is this happening? How is a person that I know for so fucking long that drives a girl to be so confused for that long? Like, why pursue something if you're just gonna if you're just gonna end up hurting them? Like, I may never understand that, I may never understand that, but it's life, I guess. But 3 months later, I finally found out that they were confused, and I was like, what the fuck? So I felt like 3 months of my time was absolutely wasted. Like, I wasted 3 months on them, and not only that, but I genuinely felt like I wasted 3 fucking months on them. So, what do you think I fucking did? Is I let this person go. And not because I didn't want to, because it was the right thing to do, And I had to stop myself from feeling like continually be fucking miserable with them for longer. If I would have just stayed quiet and continue on that feeling, it probably would have just, things would never would have gotten better. Yeah, so it would have never gotten better. And I had to make the choice to end things. And on top of that, they completely blames me. He blames me. They blame me for ending things. And then I specifically told them, well, you don't even act like you're behaving like I don't even matter to you. Like I meant like nothing to you. So what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna stick around with a person that just makes me feel like I meant nothing to them. I'm gonna fucking leave. But no, they were blaming me for that. And I was like, no. Because I'm the type of girl who tries to save something, and I think this type of relationship was just not worth saving. I tried to save it, I tried to save whatever was going on, and it was just wasn't working. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't deal with it anymore. So, from that to put it on, I ended things. They walked away like I meant nothing to them. And it was the most saddest. It was so, so, so upsetting. Like, imagine that you know someone for like 5 years and they treated you like you were a fucking garbage disposable to them. Like, that's fucking shitty. Like, that's just shit. Like, it literally, I'm gonna be really honest, it genuinely made me feel like everything that I thought I knew about them was just fake. Everything about them, every word they told me, everything that they ever done with me was fake as fuck. And let me tell you, it is shattering. It is indeed shattering. If you know someone for so long and it's like you don't think they would hurt you in that level, trust me, I was wrong. They did. They ran away like as if they did a fucking crime and they framed me for it. But anyways, so then I had to, sometimes people grieve and they cry and they go through healing, and then eventually you start to realize stuff. You start to realize things. You start to replay in the past. You started to kind of like you're trying to understand like what really went down, like what actually happened. Sometimes we're so caught up in our emotions that we don't look back and we're like, what the heck happened? Like, how did it even went to this, like, how did it even, got where the hell it went right now? Like, how? Like, you're so confused, even more. Like, I was more confused how this whole thing was just, it was traumatizing, because it's like, let me be honest here. It's like, someone for that fucking long, and then the whole time, your mind goes into this, what the heck? They weren't even real the whole time, and you're like, what? It's almost like they're like a really good actor, and and they they trick their image on you, and you're just like, how did you not see this coming? Like, how did I not see this coming? How did I not see the sign? Like, it's been 5 years, so your mind is like, what? And this whole time I genuinely felt like they weren't really real. Like, they were just, like, I was like a chessboard, like a piece on the chess, and I was just a person to play with. And that really, really shattered me a lot. It genuinely did. But now here's the finale of this whole thing. I have discovered, and I'm going to say this as a verdict, because, you know, it's that's just my own personal closure. My own personal closure. I'm leaving at that. And I genuinely think from my own bottom of my heart, and again, I'm gonna repeat myself again. I don't think they're gonna talk to me. I don't think so. And even if they did, I probably wouldn't give a shit about that. Like, they can contact me all they want. I'm not gonna give a fuck about that because it's like, okay, whatever. But I am not gonna make them my priority. I'm not gonna pay attention to it. You know, you can tell me whatever, but I'm not gonna believe a thing they say. That's the thing. Is that you're past a level where you're not gonna believe anything they're telling you because it's like, is any of it any true? Like, all right. So I'm only believing my own thoughts and my own things that I saw, and that's pretty much it. So the verdict of all and the answers to everything, and which makes it a lot more sense because sometimes our minds do try to make things make more sense, and that's what I took with. But I know this is really sad for me to say, and it's probably gonna sound like what the fuck kind of thing. But I have a feeling now that I saw everything, there was a girl involved, and it wasn't myself. It was another girl involved. And how I knew that? Because, well, you know, social media doesn't fucking lie. So, and the timeline doesn't lie. So I truly believe that there was indeed a girl involved. There was another person involved. And that right there was my own closure that I needed to know. That was it. I was like, oh, well, that makes more sense. That makes more sense why you were confused. And you didn't act like you wanted me. So that makes sense. And everything just kind of fell into place. And I was like, okay, well, you know what? That's my closure, and I'm taking that as the end. You just use me like a fucking puppet. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not your fucking toy. So, that's the end of it. Yeah. Sometimes, you think you know someone for that many years, and turns out you really don't know them at all. And it's traumatic for me. I mean, I've been through a few. I don't know if I told you guys about my ex-best friend, but I knew her for like 7 years, and in that 7 years, I didn't know about it, but she was, she turns out to be a fucking pedophile, and that's all she's ever gonna be. Because let's be honest, you don't do nudity to fucking kids. Let's be honest, but even that itself fucking traumatized me. So, you know, so I hope that everyone can kind of understand how this all played out and how, you know, you think you know somebody, but you don't, and it's like a big fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It's like the image they build of themselves, and they're not being true themselves, and it's just, that's kind of how it end up happening, you know? So I made that video about closing the door. Um, Honestly, in my own final conclusion, and just to kind of wrap it all up, um, to be honest, I don't care if they're in my life or not. I do not care if they're talking to me. I don't care if, you know, like, I don't care if they want me back or not. Like, I don't care. I am not gonna repeat the same things again. If they want me back and they have changed and, you know, they're gonna do better, I am not gonna fall for it any longer. I'm not gonna fall for it. You're gonna have a really hard time with me now. You're gonna spend a year making it up to me and changing and improving. You're gonna do some hardcore shit with me. But I'm gonna be pissing people off. And that's where my slogan of my channel says, if you can't meet me at my level, then walk away. And I made that quote ever since that incident of that person. I did it after that person because I'm sorry, but if they want to continue living life as if they did nothing wrong, if they want to continue thinking they haven't done anything or they're all good and it's my fault and all that shit, well, let them live like that. But they fumbled the bag, man. They fucked things up, and hopefully one day they will wake up and realize the damage they did and how I try to save things, and that's the end of it, you know? So yeah, that's how the slogan happened. That's how the quote happened. But yeah, other than that, let's talk about something else now. Let's be positive now. Um, but yeah, I have been super great, super great. Things has been amazing. I got to build this realm with my friends, and I have a fucking pool in the backyard, and a freaking hot tub, and I get to be very independent, so that's good. I'm able to read books and do things that I genuinely love now. Before I just kind of lost a lot of my interests, and um, since last year in September of 2025, I had a PS5, but I couldn't stream with you guys anymore because I was struggling to find a microphone and everything. So, yeah. Well, there it is. There it is, guys. There it is. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. It has been a very emotional, lovely talk with all of you guys. I miss you guys. I love you guys all. Um, Things have been crazy for the past few years, but yeah, this will be the last time I will ever talk about it. I hope that everyone can have a better understanding what I was talking about at all the other streams because you guys can hear me clearly, and I hear myself so muffled, and it's just pretty bad. So, but yeah, um, now to be fairly honest, from all of this, I'd rather just stay single for a good amount of time and not repeat itself again. Because every time I will hear that quote, I'll be like, yep, him again. Yep, get out the fuck out of here. Yep. So, until someone knows how to treat me right and knows how to properly love me, well, maybe they'll be that guy. But until then, staying single is at peace, man. It's peaceful. It's not lonely, it's just peaceful because you don't have to build anything with anyone and you're not going to get hurt. You don't have to rely on anybody. You don't have to make work for somebody. You're content. You're very happy and peace and just it's awesome. And again, if he does end up watching this, and if I had any last word to tell him, well, you fucked up. You always did. You fucked up since day one. So, yeah. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next stream. Hopefully. Hopefully.